Hello everyone. Today's topic of discussion is the special series part of progression and series. And in this video, we'll only be discussing the tough questions or the difficult questions. Okay. Now, if you're new to this topic, then please don't watch the video. I recommend you to watch this video only once you have done the basics of arithmetic progression and geometric progression. Although the basics is not required, but the point here is that once you understand the pattern, then only you'll be able to solve questions which we'll be doing in this video. Okay, so if you know the basics of AP, if you have done some questions on progression and series, special series, if you know how to reduce the pattern properly and all those things, then you can go through this video. Otherwise, I would request you, or I would suggest to you, that go through the basics of AP first, solve some easy questions, get to know how to reduce a pattern, how to see a pattern in typical questions, and then come to back to this video. Okay, I won't be discussing any basics in this. I will simply be jumping to the questions and nothing else. Okay, all right, so there are these three things which I would like to discuss, or rather than discuss, I'll simply say that I'm going to give you the formula for these three things, just a sort of a small revision, nothing else. Okay, so first thing is sum of first n terms. Now what I mean by first n terms, that is something like this: 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 and so on and so forth up to n. So if you have these n terms with you, then the sum for these will become n into n plus 1 divided by 2. Okay, so if you, let's suppose if you have like 1 2 3 4 up to 11 terms, so then sum will become 11 into 12 divided by 2. If it is like 45 terms, then the sum will become 45 into 46 divided by 2. Just remember this formula. This formula is basically derived with the help of the formula that we used in arithmetic progression, that sum is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay, so anyway, just remember this formula as of now. That is all that you need to know, nothing else. Second is sum of the squares of first n terms. So what do I mean by that? That is like 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square plus 5 square and so on and so forth up to n square. So sum for this comes out to be n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 divided by 6. This is the formula. Now, how do you come to this formula? We come to this formula with the help of this concept in maths, which is known as mathematical induction. So we use that in order to achieve this formula. So anyways, the proof is not required. Simply remember this. Like for example, if I say that I have 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square up to, let's suppose, 12 square. So n here is 12. So replace n by 12. You will get your answer as 12 into 13 into 25 divided by 6. That will be your answer. Okay, simply remember the formula. That's it, nothing else. The last one is sum of the cubes of first n terms. So that is like 1 cube plus 2 cube plus 3 cube and so on and so forth up to n cube. So the formula for this, or the sum for this, is n into n plus 1 divided by 2, and you're gonna square this entire quantity. Okay, now simply knowing these formulas is not going to help you understand this. When you talk about special series, it's much more than simply knowing the basics. Okay, this entire chapter is based upon how much grilling can you do of your thought process, like how much can you think. That's the only thing you need to know in this chapter, nothing else is there. And that will only come once you start practicing the questions, otherwise it will not come to you. Remember that. So we're going to start with some easy questions, and I'm going to show you how I would be thinking if I get a question like that. I think probably that's going to help you, right? So we're going to start with a simple question first of all. So question is, nth term of a series, and I'm going to show you the variants also of the questions, is defined as Tn is equal to 1 over n minus 1 over n plus 1. Nth term of a series is defined as Tn is equal to 1 over n minus 1 over n plus 1. Find the sum of first 100 terms. Okay, find the sum of first 100 terms. Now let's first understand what exactly is given to us in the question. So they're saying that there is a series. What is the series? They have not given that. What they have given instead is that they have given a general term for the series. So this is the general term for this series. Now what do you mean by general term? What happens in case of a general term is you keep on replacing the value of n by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You will keep on getting the first term, the second term, the third term and fourth term and so on and so forth. For example, I can say that the first term of this series, which is t1, that can be written as 1 over 1 minus 1 over 2. Second term of the series I can write as 1 by 2 minus 1 by 3. Then third term of the series I can write as 1 by 3 minus 1 by 4. Likewise, I can write the 98th term. I'm writing the last three terms, okay, because it says the first 100 terms. So that is 1 by 98 minus 1 by 99. 99th term is 1 by 99 minus 1 by 100, and 100th term is like 1 by 100 minus 1 by 101. So this is how the nth term of a series helps you in finding out a specific term. Okay, nth term is basically like a general term. So if you have done arithmetic progression, then the nth term, the formula for nth term in arithmetic progression is a plus n minus 1 into d. Similarly, in geometric progression, the formula for nth term is a into r to the power n minus 1. Likewise, they have defined a series and they have given you the general term for the series. And you need to find the sum of first 100 terms. Okay. Let's suppose you're solving this question for the first time. So what you'll do, once you have identified that first term is 1 by 1 minus half, so that is equal to 1 by 2. 1 by 2 minus 1 by 3 is 1 by 6. 1 by 3 minus 1 by 4 is 1 by 12, and so on and so forth. After finding out first couple of terms, you'll be like, how am I supposed to add these terms? How can I add 1 by 2 plus 1 by 6 plus 1 by 12? Then it's going to be like 1 by 20, then 1 by 30, and so on and so forth. It's not possible. It is indeed not possible, because the time is very less and we are supposed to solve whatever number of questions you have depending upon the exam that you're taking up. But for any aptitude exam that you are taking up, you have roughly around a minute and 30 seconds to solve a question. That means this is not the right way. Because trust me, whenever you're going to get a question in an aptitude exam, the question is first solved by the question setter, and they first figure out that, okay, can a question be actually solved within 2 minutes, and then they're going to give you in the exam. Exam is not set in a way that or the questions are not put up in the exam in such a way that the questions are going to take like 15 or 20 minutes for you to solve, or 5 minutes for you to solve. Every question is tried and tested. First they verify, okay, a question can be solved in 2 minutes max to max. Yes, it can be done. If an aspirant knows the concept, yes, then he or she can solve the question under 2 minutes, and then they're going to give you the question. No matter what exam you're sitting for, it doesn't matter. So that means we are not thinking in the right way, and that typically happens in this chapter, special series. So where am I lacking? So we need to basically think outside the box when it comes to this chapter. So this is a very renowned question, or a very famous question. This is a question that you will find in every other aptitude exam. All right. So what happens is when you write like 1 by n minus 1 over n plus 1. Now observe carefully. Observe the first two terms, t1 and t2. You want to find the sum. So you're going to add these terms, right? You're going to add all these terms, t1, t2, t3, t4, t45, t90, t99, t100, right? You're going to add up all these terms. Once you start adding up, you should realize that this is minus half and this is half. So if you're going to add, this will be 1 minus half plus half minus 1 by 3. So these two are going to get cancelled automatically. Same thing will happen with minus 1 by 3, 1 by 3. Then minus 1 by 4, 1 by 4. Minus 1 by 5, 1 by 5. Minus 1 by 6, 1 by 6. Minus 1 by 98, 1 by 98. Minus 1 by 99, 1 by 99. Minus 1 by 100, 1 by 100. So you will be left with only the first term and the last negative term, which will give you your sum as 1 minus 1 over 101, which is equal to 100 divided by 101. And that's your answer. So it's a typical pattern, and whenever you get a pattern something like this, remember my words, whenever you will get a pattern something like this, your terms will always cancel out. Your terms will always cancel out. Okay, so I'm going to give you a question, try that one out. So first let me give you a question, and in the meantime I can like rub off my board. So exactly the same question, I'm simply changing the nth term, so that is okay. Try this question now. All right, let's see how we can deal with this one. So let's solve this one. So first term is 1 by 1 square minus 1 by 3 square. Second term is 1 by 2 square minus 1 by 4 square. Third term is 1 by 3 square minus 1 by 5 square. Fourth term is 1 by 4 square minus 1 by 6 square. And I'm gonna write the last three terms now. 98 is 1 by 98 square minus 1 by 100 square. Then 99 is 1 by 99 square minus 1 by 101 square. And T100 is like 1 by 100 square minus 1 by 102 square. Okay, now this is minus 1 by 3 square, but this is 1 by 2 square, so it's not cancelling out. That means the concept that I taught you is wrong. No, it's not wrong. You just need some improvisations. So instead of like cancelling minus 1 by 3 and plus 1 by 2, that's not working out. Why? Because in this case, minus 1 by 3 square is cancelling out by this 1 by 3 square. So this is going to get cancelled by this is going to get cancelled by this, and so on and so forth. And let me write T97 also. So this is 1 by 97 square minus 1 by 99 square. So this is going to get cancelled with this, and this is going to get cancelled with this, and of course these two will also get cancelled with the previous two negative terms. So effectively you'll observe that in this case you are left with the first two positive terms and the last two negative terms. So your answer is 1 by 1 square plus 1 by 2 square minus 1 by 101 square minus 1 by 102 square. They will always cancelled out. I never said that every consecutive term is going to get cancelled out. I said that the numbers are going to get cancelled out. Which numbers, that you need to figure out. Okay, now I'm going to quickly give you a way to find out how many terms you will be left with. Okay, so let me just remove this. whenever you want to verify whether what you have done is correct or incorrect, okay, so remember this. When I gave you the first expression that Tn is equal to 1 over n minus 1 over n plus 1, if you remember that, we were left with the first positive and the last negative term, right? The first positive and the last negative term. When I gave you Tn is equal to 1 over n square minus 1 over n plus 2 square, then we were left with first two positives and last two negatives, right? We were left with first two positives and last two negatives. So how do you figure out how many terms will be left? Whenever you'll have a question something of the form Tn is equal to 1 over n to the power some any number 2, 3, 4, 5, anything, doesn't matter, minus 1 over n plus L to the power k. Okay, if you have something like this, now ignore the powers, they're of no use to you. So simply take n plus L and subtract n from it. You'll get a value L, which will be a number, right? In this case, you can see it's 2. In this case, it's 1. So whatever this number is, these many positive terms and these many negative terms you will be left with. So in the first case, n plus 1 minus n is 1. So you have the first positive and last negative. It's n plus 2 minus n, so that's 2. So first two positives and last two negatives. So it's just the thought process on which we need to improvise. Otherwise, there is nothing there in this topic, to be very frank on my part. Right, and that will come with time. So don't worry. Alright, let's move on to another question on special series. Let's see what more we have. Okay, next is we're gonna do the same type. I have 1 divided by 1 into 2 plus 1 divided by 2 into 3 plus 1 divided by 3 into 4 and so on and so forth, 1 divided by n into n plus 1. You need to find the sum of this series. Okay, you need to find the sum of in terms of this series. All right. Okay, so let's see what we can do, or what you can do is you can pause the video, try the question yourself first, and then you can play the video back. All right, let's see what we can do. So first, let me do it the conventional way. So 1 divided by 1 into 2 is 1/2. This is 1/6. This is 1/12. As soon as I go to the next term, I would realize, oh, stop. I'm not doing it the right way. There has to be some other way. Now, it's just a thought process. What should we do? And remember that in 90% of the cases of special series, this you'll realize once you start solving questions. In 90% of the cases of special series, you will realize that the terms are gonna get cancelled. The question or the series is formed in such a way that terms are gonna get cancelled. Terms will be cancelled. Okay, so try to think in those ways always. Okay, it's a hint that helps you, but that is only useful once you start practicing things. So can I write this 1 over 1 into 2 in a different way? Can I write this 1 over 2 into 3 in a different way? Can I write this 1 over 3 into 4 in a different way so that these things start getting cancelled out, right? Can I do that? Alright, so what can I do? But it should come to my realization by now that if I could convert this into some form that from this I can get minus half, and from this if I could get half, then I could get like minus 1 by 3, and from this if I start getting 1 by 3 minus 1 by 4, so these terms will automatically start like cancelling out each other, and I'll be able to solve this question. I feel that. So is there any other way? So what I'm gonna do is, in this case is, and questions like these are typically solved in this way only. What you're gonna do is, you're gonna like write them separately. You will write this as 1 by 1, and you're gonna like put a minus sign, and you're gonna put 1 by 2. And now validate that 1 by 1 minus 1 by 2, is it equal to 1 divided by 1 into 2? So take 2 as the LCM. This will become 2 minus 1. So this is actually 1 by 2, which can also be written as 1 over 1 into 2. Alright. Then you have 1 over 2 into 3. So if you're going to rewrite this as 1 by 2 minus 1 by 3, so that is actually equal to 1 by 2 into 3. You can take 6 to be the LCM. It will be 3 minus 2 in the numerator. 3 minus 2 is 1. 1 divided by 6, which is 1 divided by 2 into 3. Likewise, I can write my third term as 1 by 3 minus 1 by 4, and so on and so forth up to 1 by n minus 1 over n plus 1. So these terms will start getting cancelled out. You'll be left with the first positive term and the last negative term. So this will basically be n divided by n plus 1. So what is the sum? The sum is simply n divided by n plus 1. If you haven't solved a question like this, it's completely fine. Okay, it's always the first time, don't worry. It happens with everyone. So from next time onwards, think of these things also. Okay, let me give you one more question on this. Right. So next question is 1 over 2 into 5, 5 into 8, 8 into 11, up to 100 terms. Okay, so go ahead, try this question. In the meantime, I'm gonna rub off whatever extra things I have on my board. Okay, try this question, please. First thing is, find out the 100th term. Okay, then you can proceed with the question. Alright, let's try this one. It's gonna be solved in the same way as the previous question, but first let me find the 100th term, right? So my first term is 2, and then I have 2 into 5, then I have 5 into 8, then 8 into 11. So I'm basically increasing by 3. Okay, I'm starting with 2 and I'm increasing by 3, and I need to find the 100th term. So this is more or less like an arithmetic progression, where the an is equal to a plus 100 minus 1 into 3. So 2 plus 99 into 3. So that is equal to 299. So your last term or your 100th term will basically be 1 over 299 into 302. So you're basically starting with 1 over 2 into 5 plus 1 over 5 into 8 plus 1 over 8 into 11, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I told you the only way is that we have to separate them. There is no other way out, and we have to cancel them. That's how the special series works. So let's start with 1 over 2 into 5. Maybe we can deduce a pattern and then act accordingly. So 1 by 2 into 5, if I write this as 1 by 2 minus 1 by 5. So if I take the LCM of 1 by 2 minus 1 by 5, this will basically become 10, which is like 2 into 5. So denominator is taken care of. But in the numerator, you're going to have 5 minus 2, which is equal to 3. I'm looking for 1 over 2 into 5. What I'm getting is 3 over 10. Let's do with 1 over 5 into 8 also. So that's like 1 by 5 minus 1 by 8. So you can again take the LCM, that is 40, which is 5 into 8, so denominator is taken care of. But numerator will again become 3 into 40. And when you're gonna segregate this 1 over 8 into 11, so you will get like 3 over 88. So again the point is we are having 3 in the numerator. So what we are gonna do is, in order to take care of that 3, I'm gonna rewrite this as 1 by 3 into 1 by 2 minus 1 by 5. This as, I'm gonna multiply this by 1 by 3 again. So this, like this 3 in the denominator is gonna take care of the 3 in this numerator. Alright. So the point is this entire series can be rewritten as 1 by 3, 1 by 2 minus 1 by 5 plus 1 by 3, 1 by 5 minus 1 by 8, and so on and so forth. You can write it up till 1 by 3 minus 1 over 299 minus 1 over 302. Now the terms are going to get cancelled out, and I'm not changing my series also. So this, everything is going to get cancelled, and you will again be left with the half and minus 1 over 302. And of course, you're going to have like 1 by 3 outside the bracket. So your last thing is 1 by 3 divided by half minus 1 over 302. So let me remove this all. You can take 302 as your LCM. So this is like 151 minus 1, 1 by 3. So this is like 150 by 3 into 302. You can cancel this, this will become 50. You can cancel this further, this will become 25, this will become 151. So your final answer is 25 by 151. Anyways, answer is not the concern. The concern is you should be able to deduce the pattern. That's the main thing. Alright. Okay, so these are like this is like the first type of question that can come in your exam as far as the special series is concerned. And since we're only talking about the tough questions, so you may or may not find these type of questions in the exam. Alright. Anyways, I hope the concept is clear, the working is clear. So let's keep it till here for this, the first video on special series tough questions. Okay, and I'll be making like a couple of more videos on this, and we'll be taking up more questions so that your understanding becomes better in this topic. Alright guys, thank you so much. If you have any doubts, if you have any concerns, any questions, any comments, do let me know in the comment box. Thank you so much once again for watching the video. Keep watching and keep learning. Thank you so much.